Simple present tense. There are 12 verb tenses in the English language. For the simple tenses, we have the simple present, simple past, and simple future. For the perfect tenses, we have the present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. For the progressive or continuous tenses, we have the present progressive, past progressive, and future progressive. And lastly, for the perfect progressive tenses, we have the present perfect progressive, past perfect progressive, and future perfect progressive. This lesson will talk about a simple present tense. To make a positive simple present statement, simply follow this pattern. Subject plus main verb. Simple present tense is used for the following reasons. Number 1, for things that are true in general. Examples: cheetah is the fastest land animal. Fruits and vegetables contain a lot of vitamins. Mr. Jackson lives alone. Cheetah, fruits and vegetables, and Mr. Jackson are the subjects in these sentences, while is, contain, and lives are the verbs. Number 2, for habits or for things that happen sometimes or all the time. The following adverbs are commonly used for simple present tense: never, sometimes, usually, frequently, often, and always. Examples: I sometimes skip breakfast. She goes to school late. Mr. and Mrs. Jones always visit their grandchildren. I, she, and Mr. and Mrs. Jones are the subjects in these sentences, while skip, goes, and visit are the verbs. If you notice, all the examples follow the pattern subject plus main verb. For the negative sentence, the pattern is subject plus doesn't or don't plus main verb in base form. Examples: Peter bakes delicious cookies. Peter doesn't bake delicious cookies. My classmates like our history teacher. My classmates don't like our history teacher. If you notice, the main verbs in these sentences are all changed into their base form, bake and like. For questions, the sentence structure is do or does plus subject plus main verb in base form. Examples: you like ice cream. Do you like ice cream? She lives in New York. Does she live in New York? They study in the same school. Do they study in the same school? Remember that in making questions, do and does should come first. Try to compare the differences between the structures of the simple present sentences. We have here the positive and negative statements and the questions. Examples: her perfume smells good. Her perfume doesn't smell good. Does her perfume smell good? Honey comes from bees. Honey doesn't come from bees. Does honey come from bees? The third one: Tim and his friends play chess all the time. Tim and his friends don't play chess all the time. Do Tim and his friends play chess all the time? The last one: Dad and Uncle Jim watch football every night. Dad and Uncle Jim don't watch football every night. Do Dad and Uncle Jim watch football every night? For our exercise, make sentences in simple present tense. The first one: sunlight helps plants grow. The negative sentence should be Sunlight doesn't help plants grow. And for the question, it should be, does sunlight help plants grow? The second one, she doesn't work in a bank. The positive statement should be, she works in a bank. And the question is, does she work in a bank? The third one, do bears hibernate in winter? The positive statement should be, bears hibernate in winter. And the negative statement should be, bears don't hibernate in winter. The fourth one, Mrs. Scott cleans her house every morning. The negative statement should be, Mrs. Scott doesn't clean her house every morning. And the question is, does Mrs. Scott clean her house every morning? And the last one, you don't brush your hair every night. The positive statement should be, you brush your hair every night. And the question should be, do you brush your hair every night? Did you get it right?